Hey my friends, welcome to Joey's Pandas tutorial series. In this video, I will show you multiple ways to load data into data frames, or you can also say multiple ways to create data frames. This video is very important because you can't learn anything in Pandas if you don't know how to create data frames or load data into data frames from different types of files or data sources. Also, this video is loaded with information and I don't want you to just watch this video but also do hands-on with me. So let's begin. Alright, so first we'll set up the environment. We'll create a folder, create virtual environment within it, activate it, and then install Jupyter Notebook within it. And post that, we will install Pandas and then we'll open Jupyter Lab and create a new Jupyter Notebook. Alright, I will press Command space to open the Spotlight search. Here I will type terminal to open the terminal window. Here I have my terminal window open. And now I'm going to go inside the desktop using the cd command. Over here, I am going to create a folder pandas_tutorial using the mkdir command. Alright, so here I have my pandas_tutorial folder created. Now I am going to go inside this folder using the cd command. There I am inside this folder. Now I am going to create a virtual environment using this command. Let's hit enter. If it doesn't throw any error, that means it has been successfully created. It hasn't. Let's check it by running the ls-ldr command. And there you go. We have all the folders of the virtual environment. We will now activate the virtual environment. To do that, we'll type this command source./bin/activate. Hit enter and there you go, we have our virtual environment activated. Now we will install Jupyter using pip. So the command will be pip3 install and then Jupyter. Hit enter. Alright, the installation has started. It will take some time, a few seconds, not more. Awesome, it's done. Great. So we have installed Jupyter. Okay. And these are the packages that it has installed. These are the packages that got installed with Jupyter. Now we are going to install Pandas. So the command will be pip3 install Pandas. Hit enter. And you can see the installation has begun. Now we don't need to install numpy explicitly because you can see that Pandas installation is going to bring numpy in our virtual environment. Awesome, Pandas is installed successfully. Now let me open a new terminal window because we need to start Jupyter Lab now so that we can create a notebook and we can start creating data frames. Alright, so this is my favorite terminal theme. Let's check, where am I? Alright, so I'm going to get inside the desktop. Now I'm going to get inside the pandas_tutorial folder. Here I'm going to start the Jupyter Lab. So I'm going to type the command Jupyter Lab. Hit enter. Oh, command not found. Oh, I guess there has to be a space between Jupyter and Lab. I hit enter again. And there you go, my Jupyter Lab has started. Okay, so I have my Jupyter Lab over here and on the left hand side, you can see the folders from my virtual environment inside the pandas_tutorial folder are appearing. Okay. So let me start a new notebook right away. And now we are going to rename this notebook. So I'm going to right click on it, click on rename. And what name should I give? Okay, let it be create data frames. This sounds nice. All right, so the notebook has been renamed. Now we are going to import pandas. So I'm going to write import pandas and let me execute this code block. All right, it worked. So that confirms successful installation of pandas in our virtual environment. Now let's start creating data frames from multiple data sources. Okay, so we'll create an empty data frame now. So we are going to use Pandas DataFrame method to create data frames. This DataFrame method is going to be used throughout to create the data frames. Now let's create our data frame. I'm going to call it df. Now it will be better if we created an alias of Pandas. So we will be able to directly call Pandas functions using this alias, and we won't have to type the entire Pandas string. So we are going to modify this first line of code where we are importing Pandas to import Pandas as PD, and this PD will be the alias. Okay. Now we will write pd.dataframe. DNF will be capital in DataFrame and brackets afterwards. That is our data frame created. Now there are two ways to print this data frame. One is by simply typing df, that means our data frame, and another is to pass this df in the print function like this. Now let's execute this code block. Oh my god, what happened? Name PD is not defined. Oh, I forgot to execute this modified import statement. Now let's execute the code. Alright, we have our empty data frame created. Cool. Now let's create a data frame from a list of lists. Okay. Let's do that. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a list of lists. So there will be a list within which there will be more lists as its elements. So we are going to call it L_OF_L. That signifies a list of lists. We are going to have an outer list, and within it we are going to keep 3 more lists. So there will be 3 sets of square brackets within the main square bracket. Now let's fill these lists with data. So each list is going to contain a name and a city. So let the first name be Prakash, let its city be Pune. Let the second name be Rajiv and its city be Mumbai. And let the third name be Prashant, and I am going to keep its city as Hyderabad. Alright, this is our list of lists. Great. Alright, we are going to use the same data frame function from Pandas to create a data frame. So we are going to create a data frame now. df. Okay, let's call it something different this time. Okay, so let it be df_lol. That stands for list of lists. And we are going to write pd.dataframe, and within its brackets we are going to pass this list of lists. So it will be L_of_L. Now this is just passing the data. We need to define the headers as well. All right, so we are going to define the columns, and there is a provision for it. So it will be columns equal to, and there are 2 columns that we need. So I'm going to create room for 2 columns. All right, like this. And the first one will be name and the second one will be city. Okay, now we are going to simply print this data frame. So it will be df_lol. All right, we are going to execute the code block now, and it should give us the data frame. Voila, it has displayed the data frame. There is name, there is city. So we have created a data frame from a list of lists. Now we are going to create a data frame from a dictionary of lists. Now I'm going to create a dictionary, and I'm going to call it d_of_l. That stands for dictionary of list. There will be curly brackets for a dictionary within which there will be 2 square brackets. Okay, dictionary of lists. So a dictionary is a key value pair. Let the first key be name, and this list is going to contain all the names. Let the second key be age, and this list is going to contain all the ages. Let's start writing down the names. Let the first name be Beth. Let the second name be Taylor. Let the third name be Sia. All right, let's write down their ages. So Beth is 25 years old, Taylor is 27, and Sia is 29. All right, now let's create a data frame. So I am going to call it df_dol. That stands for dictionary of list. Oh, I guess there is something wrong. Why this data frame is appearing in red? Aha, there is a single inverted comma missing over here. Actually, why have I written these integers within single inverted commas? They are integers. I can write them as integers and not as a string. Now I'm going to simply call the data frame function using pd.dataframe. Within its brackets, I'm going to pass this dictionary, no columns because keys are going to act as columns. So I'm going to simply print the df_dol. Let's execute it. And there we have our data frame. There we have our data frame, and we have created a data frame from a dictionary of lists. Now let's create a data frame from a list of dictionaries. Now we will create a list of dictionaries and we'll call it L_of_d. There will be a square bracket for the list and two curly brackets within it for dictionaries. We are going to enter the data in the form of key value pair. So let the first key be name. Okay. And I'm going to give the name as Beth. All right. And let the second key be age, right? And Beth's age is going to be 25. I'm going to enter a third key as well and let that key be city. Okay. And I'm going to enter the city as New York. All right, New York. Now I'm going to copy this entire data from dictionary number 1 and I am going to paste it in dictionary number 2. I don't want to rewrite the keys. Now I'm going to change the name to Pam. Her age will be 45 and her city will be Charlotte. Okay. And we have the data ready. Now I'm going to create a data frame. So it will be df_LOD equals to, I'm going to make use of the data frame function, pass this list of dictionary within its brackets, and no need to pass the columns. We'll simply print the data frame. Let's execute the code block, and there you go. It's beautiful. The data frame looks beautiful. It has all the data, and these two numbers that you see on the left hand side, 0 and 1, are the index that we'll study later. But let me tell you, if you want these indexes to be changed, then there is a parameter for it in the data frame function known as index. All right, so I'm going to set the index of first record as first and the second record as second. All right, now if I execute this code block, there you go, index is changed. Now let's create a pandas data frame from a dictionary of pandas series. Now let's create our first series. Let's call it S1. Okay. Now what is a panda series? A panda series is like a column in a table. It's a one-dimensional array holding data of any type. And we can create it using series function of pandas. Okay. So it will be pd.series. All right. And within its brackets, we are going to pass a list. Okay. This will be a list of names. Let the first name be Tiffany. Let the second name be Raghav. Let the third name be Pamela, and let the fourth name be Dayal. All right. Now we are going to create a second series. We'll call it S2, and in it we are going to pass a list of ages. All right, list of ages of these 4 people. So let their ages be these. Okay. Now we'll create a third series that will contain cities to which these individuals belong to. And let the first city be Washington DC. All right. Let the second city be Seattle. Let the third city be Dehradun, and let the final city be Stockholm. Now let's create our dictionary of series. So there are 3 series we have. We are going to call this dictionary D of S. And yes, there will be curly brackets for dictionary. The first key, let it be name. The value will be S1. The second key will be H, and the value will be S2. The third key is going to be city, and the value is going to be S3. All right. Let's print this dictionary and see what we get. Let's execute this code block. All right, this is the dictionary of pandas series that we have created, and you can see there are 3 key value pairs. Now let's create the data frame. We are going to call it df_dos, and we are going to use the pandas data frame function to create this data frame. We will pass the dictionary of pandas series, and let's print this df. Let's execute this code block. And there you go. We have our data frame created. Name, age, city are the 3 attributes. Now let's learn how to create a data frame from numpy array. Let's do that. We'll need numpy for it. Okay, so let's import it. So it will be import numpy as np. np will be the alias. Now we are going to create a numpy array and we are going to call it np arr. And we are going to do that using the array function of numpy. So we'll write np.array. And to this array function of numpy, we are going to pass a list of names. Okay, we'll first pass a list of names. So let's take the names from above because we have already typed them. Let's copy them and paste them over here. Next, we are going to pass this function a list of ages. So let's copy and paste it over here. And now we are going to pass it a list of cities. So we have it already. We have our numpy array created. Now let's execute this code block and check. Oh my god, what happened? Array takes from 1 to 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Oh, I forgot an outer set of square brackets. Okay, let me put that over there. This is how you create a numpy array. Now it should work fine, and it does work fine. Now let's create a dictionary using this numpy array. Okay, we are going to call it d_of_np_arr. Of course, there will be curly brackets for the dictionary and there will be key value pairs inside it. So the first key will be name and its value will be the first item of the numpy array. So it will be np_arr square brackets 0. Okay, the next key will be age. And here the value will be np_arr 1 index 1, the second item of numpy array. The third key will be city, and here the value will be np_arr index 2. That's the third item of numpy array. Now let's print this dictionary and check what output it gives. All right, let me execute this, and there you go. This is the dictionary of numpy array. Now let's create the data frame. We'll call it df_do np_arr, and we are going to use the data frame function of the pandas package, to which we are going to pass the dictionary of numpy array. All right, now let's print this data frame. Okay, let's print this data frame and execute this code block. Oh my god, what happened? Name df_donparr is not defined. Oh my god, I passed the data frame to the data frame function. I should have passed the dictionary. Let me correct my mistake. All right, there you go. There you go. I have my data frame ready. Okay. All right, let me comment this line of code where I'm printing my dictionary so that I have my data frame clearly visible. All right, I think this is a good point where we can stop for now. I have shown you multiple ways to create pandas data frames, but there are more ways of creating pandas data frames, which you will find out in this video, which is video number 2 on multiple ways to create pandas data frame. I'll see you in that video. Till then, goodbye and take very good care of yourself.